Alright guys, welcome back. The last video I had glued in this back bucket, and I went ahead and I think I had glued this one in. Don't quote me on that. Still got COVID, and I'm sucking a little bit. But both buckets are glued in now, and you can kind of see here what I got going. I put these little LEDs in to simulate the panel lights. You know, aircraft typically will have white backlight, but they also have like a lamp light. I forget what they call that. We called them something in the Apache. We had them in the Apache. They were up around the dash, and they kind of faced right down, like straight down, to eliminate seeing light directly into them, but it would illuminate down, and they were red. I'm just blanking, but it's essentially a light. So I kind of added those in here, and instead of the whole light, just kind of, because this is one of my lenses, I used 2 of these here. I used the red ones. They just seem to work better. And then, like I said, I use this piece here, and it attaches to the lens. And then I just painted half the lens, the front, and half the lens, so that way the light didn't go forward and up. So when it's flying or I do some kind of roll, you don't see the light, and it's more scale. Just some little fluff. Like, it doesn't need lights in the cockpit, but it was fun in the last one, so I did it in this one. So what I did after that was, like I said, I glued those in. I just finished up running the wire. Just drilled a hole, ran it through here with some MAP wire holders. The back one come out here as well, and then I just did a Y harness down to a pre-made little Y harness that I have for these lights, and then it'll plug in to this lead right here and goes to the controller. So, and these were, what were these attached to last time? I think I had these on like the landing lights, so if I wanted to turn them off, I could. You know, they weren't on the whole time as well. But that's done, and then I worked on getting that front bucket mounted. Took me a while brainstorming how I wanted to do this, because I needed it to be removable but also somewhat secured. So what I came up with was I glued in, I was going to do like the blocks through here, and that I glued in a couple with some CA just to kind of test fit them, and it just didn't work. This really didn't even touch them. So what I ended up doing was gluing in this cross beam, and I've got some, I sanded it, it's nice and smooth so the Velcro would adhere to it, and I left the backing on this side. And what I did on the front is, once I had that in, I put the cockpit in, and I got it where I wanted it. I glued in a magnet here and a magnet here, and I also had to cut a little bit of the side of the bucket to get the canopy to sit all the way down. It was sitting high, so, and you can kind of see the magnet it catches, and that's what it'll do. It'll have Velcro here and then a magnet here. So I'll kind of show you what I've got going. Alright, so it's going to essentially sit in here just like this, and they got that magnet piece. And I don't know why they put this tab on here. I guess it's to kind of keep it centered, but what I typically do, I have to set the front down, then you kind of grab it to lift it up to align the hole, and then of course, actually you got to pick up, there we go, just like that. Oh, this will not be coming off all the time. All right, so you can kind of see it shifted. Well, when the Velcro's, when I attach the Velcro to the dash, it won't move. But see, it's held in the front with the actual magnet, and then the front here will be Velcro. And it sits in there perfect. This will be able to be removed. That'll stay in the cockpit, or in the fuselage, sorry. And yeah, this part won't come off that often. The last one, every time I flew it, I had to, or landed it, to power it up, power it down. To start, I had to take the canopy off, and I'd set it to the side, start the motor, plug batteries, just disconnect batteries and things like that. And it was always coming on and off. This one, I will leave everything up front here. This will kind of be the access point. And what I'm looking to do as well is make the batteries plug into a lead up here. And that way this doesn't have to come off as much. So, because you have these really ridiculously long rods. I mean, that's probably, I don't know how long that is, but that's long. Big long rod there, and those run right up through the side, each side, up into the fuselage here. So this bad boy is not coming off, but these are kind of a pain to kind of get they start getting a lot of friction on them, and then it's really hard to get them the last few inches in there. So having to take those two wires in and out every time is just going to be a hassle. So my intent is not to remove the canopy that much unless I'm doing some maintenance or something, or done. So, but yeah, so the canopy essentially is done now. I'm going to make my leads for the power system, the lead for the turbine battery, and a lead for the light controller. I'm about to take a little break and jet over to the hobby shop and grab a battery, a 3-cell LiPo for the powers, or for the lights, and there was something else that I needed. I just can't remember. I should have wrote it down. But yeah, and then I gotta run to Lowe's and pick up some stuff to do lawn stuff tomorrow. But that's it for now. Like I said, this one's almost done, and then I'll hop on to the F-22. I'll probably just run them both at the same time. I'm gonna get this one done, get the radio programmed, or somewhat programmed, and ready to go for a test run, and then I'll jump to that one, get it to the same point, and then once it's done with that, I will CG them and then test run. So getting short on time, but shouldn't have any problems. Like I said, I'm not going to kill myself on these, really, honestly, because I've had one of those before. The biggest thing for me is getting this one flown. Honestly, I want to get them both flown, but if that one doesn't get finished and flown, I'll be okay. I can always do that one at Georgia Jets. But I want to get this one done and flown and enjoy it. It's one of my, it should be a fun, just a kind of a lazy day flyer for a jet, if there's such a thing. But you guys have a good one. I'm gonna try, I don't know if I'll do another video on this one. We're kind of getting down to the end of it. There's really not much left to show you guys. I might show the landing lights and the lighting system once I get it all hooked up and done, just because it's got a lot of LEDs on it. And yeah, so you guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Cheers.